Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So today what I want to do is talk about silverware. Find silverware sometimes on garbage day, you can find it at yard sales or thrift shops, and silverware, there is a lot of it out there. However, not all of it is worth its weight in silver content. The nice thing about silverware is, however, doesn't matter any of these utensils that you see here or the serving dish back there, even though it may not have a lot of silver, it still does have worth as a scrap metal. It could be steel, it could be nickel, it could be some silver, it could be copper underneath. So what I want to do today is I want to go through the different styles, talk about some of the different markings or the different numbers you might find on it to help you separate it, identify which one it is, and maximize your profit. So the first thing that I will say about silverware is the easiest thing is silver is non-magnetic. True story, I did find this box here full of serving utensils a couple weeks ago on yard cleanup or year cleanup, and I did at first glance get really excited looking into it. It looked to be all silver. I was excited about that. However, upon further discovery, looking at the utensils after I got home, I realized that many of them were actually not silver content. They were worth something in other scrap value. So the first test that I always do is I will take a magnet and I will actually, if you look at these utensils here, they look beautiful. They're nice little, this is from Germany. They're very small, but if I put a magnet to it, they do stick. So even if they do say silver plated on them and they stick, there is not enough silver content on this to make it worthwhile as silver. So they're as good as going into your steel bin. And that was the first thing, unfortunately, that I did when I opened up that box. I took out my magnet. There was about 10 or 11 of these utensils that were magnetic, so they went into my steel pile. And before someone comments, you do want to make sure that the entire thing is magnetic. I have seen some utensils whereby they will say, written on it, handle, sterling silver, blade, steel, or something else. So if it does say sterling silver on it, it is going to be worth something in terms of silver. There is definitely silver recovery in sterling silver, so you do want to make sure. But if the entire thing is magnetic, then it is as good as steel. The next thing, upon inspection, there are markings and numbers that you will find on them. So these two serving spoons are actually passed down from my mom, who's given them to all of her children. She was given these silver spoons from Italy. And if I bring it up to the camera, it might be hard to see, but right here, there is an 800 on it. 800 marking is usually from Italy or Germany, and the number 800 means that it is 80% pure or 800 out of 1,000 silver content. You will see some that are 925, a lot of necklaces that are sterling silver. You'll see some that are 900, and again, that number symbolizes the purity. So 925 means that it's 925 over 1,000 in terms of silver content. So it does have a high amount of silver, and it is definitely worth money for the silver recovery. That is number one. Silver, sterling silver, as I said, is a great one. Some of them you will see that say silver plated. So unfortunately, if I take these forks up to the camera, it does say right on the back there, silver plated. It's hard to see there. And again, silver plated, it has a little bit of silver recovery. You can see that it is non-magnetic. However, because it's silver plated, it is not going to have much silver. So for me, there are two options. Some of them can be stainless steel. This one does not say stainless steel. Some of them will, as this one will. Some of them will actually say on them aluminum. This one, if I take it up to the camera, this one you can see there is right there an AL. AL is aluminum. So this is actually an aluminum fork. So this is going to go into my aluminum pile. This would go for clean aluminum, so it's 60 cents a pound. But the thing about these ones that are silver plated, if you scratch them with a file, which I'm gonna do right now, you can see right there, it is a metallic look underneath. So the rest of this is going to be another material, could be aluminum. Usually it's nickel, so that is definitely gonna probably be nickel under this one. Sometimes if you scratch it and it's a copper underneath, they can have copper underneath and a coating of nickel and a small coating of silver as well. But again, if it had copper, then it would go into my number 2 copper. So that's definitely important. And again, you can see different varieties here. Another option, probably more beneficial if it is not sterling silver, is actually selling these online. A lot of people are looking for a set. I do have 3 of these spoons. I have 3 of the forks, 3 of the smaller ones in the same design. So you could bundle them up, sell it for $10 or $15. You're definitely gonna get more money for it sold in a set, and people will buy them, especially if you look at the name. Some of them you'll see that, for example, these ones were Roger, I think IS, International Silver Company. This one was, so IS on it. There was, as I said, 1847 Rogers Bro. That is something that is a company, obviously, that's researchable. People will look for these kind of things. But again, the silver recovery from this is not going to be much. Another thing, if I look at something like a silver dish like this, you do also want to look for markings. Some platters might say sterling silver on them. Some of them will have like a lion's head on them or a different symbol. Those are easy to find online. The lion's head usually UK or the lion will show higher end silver. So you definitely want to look for that. As I said, if it says sterling silver, it's going to be worth more with the silver content. Unfortunately, this does not have that on there. It is not magnetic. I cannot find any markings on it, so it's probably nickel underneath. But hopefully that answers some of the questions. Like I said, there's lots out there. Easy to find the markings, but the best piece of advice, as I said, is if it says silver plated and it sticks to magnet, it's not much silver. It definitely is going to go into my steel bin. If it is non-magnetic and it says silver plated or IS or what have you, chances are, especially if it's heavier, it will be probably nickel or copper underneath. Scratching it, it can reveal that. Or as you can see on one of them that had the AL is a trigger or a symbol for aluminum. So hopefully that answered some questions. Hopefully it helps you sort them a little bit better, and it doesn't give your hopes up when you find something like this at a flea market or something thinking that you've hit it well or rich with gold or with silver. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Tin Man out.